Welcome back, friends. I'm glad you're here to join me on this adventure, but in all honesty, this is a video I probably shouldn't have made. I don't feel as if my heart was in it, and I think it shows. I've gotten into the habit of thinking that every time I go into the woods, I must record content. This was one of those trips where I should have put down the camera and just enjoyed the alone time. It's Wednesday, August 24th, 2022, and I'm in Kings Canyon National Park. I'm staying in the Azalea Campground, admin site number 5. I have duty in the fire tower for the next 3 days. I wanted to disperse camp my first night here in the park, but I got here later than what I had liked. So I think what I'm going to do tomorrow after my duty at the fire tower is try and find a dispersed site and get one good day of camping in where it's a little bit quieter and hopefully there's no people around. I'm going to take a quick hike to the General Grant tree while there's still daylight. I found this really cool spot to have breakfast. I wouldn't call it epic, so let's just call it cool. In fact, I might come back here and disperse camp tonight. I was able to get the dispersed campsite that I had breakfast at this morning. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not excited about getting here later than I would have liked. So, in typical Coyote Works fashion, I'm going to set up camp, and instead of having dinner tonight, I think I'm just going to relax by the fire. I mentioned the YouTube channel Coyote Works earlier, and it just occurred to me, some of you may not know who that is or what that is. It's one of my go-to channels. I really like his content. Most of his stuff is based out of the desert region of eastern Oregon. He does a lot of treks to gold mines and old homesteads. Because of our recent trip to the Donner Camp, I've been listening to one of his videos about the Oregon Trail.
So here's another interesting thing about a lot of the people that travel via the Conestoga wagons is if they filled up the wagon with gear, oftentimes it wasn't practical for them to unload the gear out of the wagon to sleep in the wagon every night. So the two most common ways for sleeping on the trail was either to pitch a tent beside the wagon. In some cases, they would actually stretch the tent right off of the side of the wagon, like they would anchor it to the wagon and pull a cloth like down at an angle to make like a lean-to off the side of the wagon. In some cases, they would do that. In some cases, they would have a freestanding tent. But the other thing that was really common was for people to sleep under the wagons. And that's where like the ground cloth came in handy and stuff.
It was probably too dark last night for you to see the setup of the Timbo Tusk fire pit. So I'll show you the teardown this morning. And there you have it. To save time this morning, instead of cooking breakfast, I'm going to have an adult Lunchable.
Summit fire burning on the southern end of the Hockett Plateau is currently at 7 acres and is showing slow growth and smoke is visible. Crew 911 is currently on the ground to make an assessment of fire growth. The Tharks Hazelwood RX is still active and in patrol status. Visitors and personnel may continue to see smoke. Break.
That's Porterville, engine 32, Portland, Palmer. 32, Portland. Return that quarter. Drop is returning at 13:15.
I mentioned earlier that I have a fascination with the Oregon Trail and California Gold Rush. It's my intention to take you along as I explore a different type of gold rush that happened in the western Sierra Mountains. When the giant sequoia trees were discovered in 1858, lumbermen rejoiced almost as much as gold prospectors. I want to try and find the marks left behind of the old logging ghost camps. Hume Lake is one of those marks. Hopefully, you will find the history we uncover along the way to be both educational and entertaining.